morning, everyone.
Morning, Victor. How are you
I'm
today?
well, Joe. How are you? Good to see
I'm
you.
doing. Thank you.
It's always a pleasure because God's given us, again, every day, God is giving us an opportunity because to learn and to share with you all that's watching. If you've been watching,
Absolutely, yes.
if you have been watching, you have noticed that there is countless amount of information. The information doesn't stop coming because why? God is infinite. And the way you know that is when you look up in the universe, you look at the sky, you say, wow, look at this great universe. It's endless. It's it's a mystery
Yeah,
to
sure
man.
is. Yeah.
Because it seemed like infinite.
Nobody can figure it out.
It seemed infinite.
It is.
And and God is infinite. God is like, just to give you a taste of what he is. And now you know what? And I have to say this. I thank God for us to be here and our parents, for their honor that given us the right education. And I was able to, because of the way they raise us, we're able to lead to God, come to God.
Yes, exactly.
And you know what? And because of that, life is great.
Life is great, yeah, Victor. Well, as long as what? You know God.
As long as you know God. As long as you're following his way, life is great.
It is.
But it takes time.
Right.
And the reason why it takes time, we were not taught all this information.
And we fumble. And it's okay, you fumble. And that's how you learn, Victor. You don't stay down on the ground and go, oh, what was me? Get up.
Yes.
And do your job.
Yes. You have to get up and do your job. You don't sit there because why? Life is challenging and life takes work. It's not simple because if you notice, even a homeless person, people think he just sit there. No, he has to go hustle.
Right. Soon you're up. Where's my food?
And what does he do, Joe?
Where's he going to sleep? He has to beg, borrow, and steal.
There you go. Well, at least beg. He goes to restaurant. He's in the highway.
Right.
He's on the side of the street.
Oh,
he's working.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah, working. And
he's working.
It's like, what, 12, 16 hours a day until he falls asleep. Next thing, you're still
same thing.
Right.
Every day he's doing that, So again, if you're alive, but again, Joe, life can be great as long. And then the Jews, it says in the Torah, the Old Testament, every time the Jews left God, they suffered.
Well, sure. There you go. Is that what happened?
That's what happened. Yeah. They suffered.
Okay.
Now think about it. This is for the modern women, the men, couples, people who are in a relationship. This is for you. Related information that's gonna lead to dating advice, Christianity, Sigma, male, alpha male, dating tips, modern dating. All this is for all of you who are in this category. Because pretty much everybody today is looking for love.
Right, yeah, one way or another.
One way, everybody's looking for it. I'm looking for love. Everybody's looking for love.
Yes.
We want to be loved. We want to be loved. And the reason we want to be loved because there's a part of us that's missing. That's the other half, which is the woman. That's why we're looking for love, because we are empty.
Well, that was part of why God even created us. And what did he say? He needed love. Not that God needed love, but he created us because there was love. He wanted us to love him, and then he to love us, and for us to love each other. I mean, Victor, that's the bottom line.
And that's what it is. Again, what was the purpose of, because people say, well, why did God create the world? The purpose God created the world is for you to fear him. When you fear him, you start to love him. When you love him, you want to serve him.
I like
Same thing with a woman.
Right.
If you fear of losing your woman, Joe.
Ooh, yeah.
You get to know her.
Right.
You get to know what she likes. Oh, she likes flowers in the morning. I'm going to bring her flowers. Or she likes pancakes in the morning. I'm going to cook pancakes. Or she likes her shoes shine. I'm going to shine her shoes. Or she likes fur coat. What do? You do everything to please her.
Right. People don't do that anymore.
Right. People don't do that.
Shine your own shoes.
Hey, the woman gives you, your wife gives you a gift, say, oh, I love myself. Your wife cook you your favorite meal. Oh, I love myself.
There you go.
Your wife take care of you. Oh, I love myself.
Yeah.
Your wife give you a massage. I love myself. Why? It's about you. It's not about her. Everything she does is about you. Same thing for a woman too. It goes both ways. Because when someone does something for us, we don't really appreciate what they're doing. We're with them because we're getting a benefit from
you
them.
got to, what's
like
the
Joe
word?
said.
Reciprocate? Is that
Reciprocate,
a word?
Yeah.
Reciprocate.
But again, to reciprocate, it has to be in your heart.
What? Absolutely.
It has to be in your heart.
It does.
To be honest with you, how much you do for another person really depends on how much you fear of losing them. If you don't care,
what that is. When you look at that, you go, "What? They don't understand." But you know what, Victor? You're right.
Think about it, Joe. You with your wife, and she say, "I'm leaving you." Okay, bye.
Ooh.
Why you say bye for?
Yeah.
Because you really don't care.
Yeah.
You're not afraid of losing. I get another one tomorrow. I have another one.
And
tomorrow.
that's mentality today.
That's the mentality.
I don't want that anymore. Yeah, I made the wrong decision.
Yes.
I shouldn't have followed my instinct, and
my lust.
Yeah, my lust.
My lust was killing me now. And the reason why to marriage breakup is because love takes time to develop. Lust, people use lust and thinking it's love. And then lust is just like eating food. The moment you fool, Joe, you don't want any more, right?
True.
How many times you say, I don't want no mom food?
Right.
I mean, think about her.
That's rare, but
yeah, I like that one. That's rare.
I mean, I love that food, but no, Victor, you're 100% right.
When you're like, I want to puke.
Yeah, you're satisfied.
Once you're satisfied with that guy, with that man, it's more so with men, you feel yucky. Ugh, after you've been intimate with her, like, what did I do that for?
Yeah. Ooh, how many times?
What did I do that for? Why did I sleep with her? Ooh, get away from me. You don't want to tell her that. And then you say, well, why you haven't called me in 5 days, Joe?
Yeah, exactly.
It's been 2 weeks. Yeah. And Joe said, I've been busy. I've been washing my hair, washing my car, washing my dog, washing my cat. Really, Joe? It's because you don't want to be with her no more. Because
so many guys, I mean, you say, I went to the bar and I got drunk and I met this girl and we went to bed together. Next morning, whoa, what did I do? Whoa, look at that.
You feel disgusted, right?
And then women saying the same thing. Oh, yeah, you let that alcohol, that drug take care of me.
And you feel disgusted. You feel disgusted.
We all been there.
Yeah, we all been there. Sigma males, alpha males. We feel disgusted. Why is it the next morning we wake up, we don't want to see this woman anymore? These are dating advice, Christianity, Christians. This is to help you understand what is going on. Modern women, modern men, couples, relationships. All these fall under what we perceive to be good when it's not good. Because at the end, you lose.
Well, what happens when you do that drug or alcohol? Who comes in and go, ooh, here's the opportunity. The Satan comes in. All right, you want to go get it. Go ahead, get Satan because you're drunk. You go, oh, yeah, maybe that's what I want. And what do? You make the wrong decision. You get pregnant.
Oh.
You get her pregnant.
One night stand.
What do? Oh, I'm going to run away from this. One night stand. It's about the slut. It's about the lust.
Yes, it is. And what happened, ladies and gentlemen, is that's exactly what you end up doing. Making a slut of yourself. See, women don't understand, and is this. Women think they can do what men do, sleep around like men. A man is not called a prostitute or whore.
He's still a slut when he sells around.
But God doesn't call him that.
No, right. I call him, you're a slut guy. That's how you're looking for.
Which is true. You are. Yeah. You are no good. So I'm not making up anything or covering up. Yes.
Well, it's after the sex. It's after the lust. This is following the devil.
What you're doing is disgusting. What you're doing is disgusting. But it's the woman. Back then, when a woman slept with a man that was not her husband, she was stoned to death.
Ooh, is that what happened?
Yes, they killed her.
They do that now?
Yeah, they don't do that now, but they killed her. Yes. Because why? God doesn't want you in the world anymore. Why would God want you to? Why would God want to kill you? It's God who wants to kill you. He doesn't want you in the world. Think about that for a minute. When you sleep around, when you cheat on your husband, especially when you cheat on your husband, they killed you. They stone you to death. Why do they stone you to death? Everybody in the community pick up a rock and start throwing at you until you die. Why? Because God wants you to know what it's going to feel like for you. If you cheat too, how you killing this person, that's how it's going to feel when they do it to you. Because it was a commandment. Because again, this is what God said. Now, you say, well, you know what? Oh, God is wrong. But let me ask you a question. Are you God? You can't even control your own husband. You can't control your wife.
Right.
You can't control the clerk at the store. You can't control the IRS. You can't control the government. You can't even control your own kids.
Right.
And you think you can tell God what to do? You think you know more than God? First, control those things. First, maybe you may have something to talk to God about. But again, it shows what the Satan has done. The devil is lied to us, making us think that God is wrong. His word has changed.
Right. Yeah.
God's word doesn't change. We change. The Satan.
Yeah, we change. We're influenced.
Yes, we're influenced. The Satan makes us go after our desires. And the reason thing is this. It may look good for the first 10, 15, 20 years, but that's the whole point. It has to look good, Joe, because it has to look good for 10, 20, 30 years, 40 years. Why? Because he says, by the time you realize it, after 30, 40 years, it's too late for you. It's too late.
Well, I heard a woman say, or even people say that after a few years of marriage, what did I do? So it don't take sometimes 30, 40 years. You can realize you make the mistake instantly.
Yeah, it's not going to be instantly because you
Right.
know why? You don't realize it instantly. Some people are gifted, God, for whatever reason, you say, oh, I made a mistake. Let me get out of this divorce.
Ah,
But most people stay in there. Why? Because the Satan says, I have to keep you in this relationship for 20 years, 30 years, where you don't want to get married, where you want to be bisexual, where you want to hate men, hate women. Now you want to love a dog, you want to love a cat, you want to be homosexual, bisexual, all these things, because that's the whole point. That's the purpose, is to get you there. That's what he's there for.
and then you're trapped because now you have kids and you don't want to leave the guy because he's bringing in money.
Beautiful point,
You
Joe.
know, so you stay. That's what. And then it takes, like Victor says, 20 years. The kids are out, and then you go, all right, here's my move. I'm gonna leave this guy because he's an idiot,
There you
or
go.
I'm leaving this girl because she's an idiot.
You see, there you go, perfectly, Joe. That's the point.
Idiot.
There you go. The point is for you to stay 20, 30 years. The point is for you to suffer 20, 30 years. The point is for you to be disgusted after 20, 30 years. The point is for you to hate relationship, hate marriage, to turn you off to what God says is good.
That's why I say, Victor, earth can be heaven and hell.
Yes.
You decide. You know, to me, I like we say in the beginning, life is great. Well, it's only great if you decide to make that right decision.
Yes.
You make the wrong decision, you're in hell on earth.
That
You
is
know,
true.
I mean,
The Torah says you can't create hell on earth.
Oh,
because
does it say that?
by your
Yeah,
decision.
okay, see,
By your
yeah,
decision.
right.
And think about it, Joe. You decided, I know more than God. God says,
yeah,
okay.
Right.
Right? What if your kid is 18 said, I'm leaving the house. I know more than you. I don't like your rules.
No, right. Yeah,
What are you going to tell your kid?
Kids say
Okay.
that. Yeah, they even
What
say
can you
that
do,
younger. Right? I'm leaving. I know more than you. They go out. Oh, where do I go? I don't have any money. I don't have any
And
money.
how long does it
I don't
take?
have any money. So I got to steal. Oh, I got money. Now what are you going to do? I need to be happy. I do some drugs. It goes in circles. You're going to find yourself in circles.
And by the time you know it, you spent 10 years, 5 to 10 years, you left your home and you right back home again, apologizing to your parents, say I was wrong, I didn't know what I was doing, and you commit all these sin, all these crime, and you want your parents to help bail you out of these issues now. You know why? Because you knew more than your parents. The same way you thought you knew more than your parents, the parents think they know more than God. And that's the result. Let me ask you this question, though. Are you happy where you are now? Think about it.
Right.
Are you happy what happened to you in your marriage? Are you happy what happened to you in your relationship? God did not create relationship. He created marriage. But you chose to go relationship. Are you happy? Can you look back and say, oh, I was happy, Joe. I was happy, Victor. No, you weren't. If you were happy, and there wasn't even love either. Because why? Love does not die. Love doesn't die.
That's right.
I'm going to prove it to you.
Keep that love in your heart.
Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Does a love for your son and daughter dies?
Oh, no.
Does a love for your mother and father dies?
No.
It doesn't die.
There's some hiccups there, but it doesn't die.
I like that. Hiccup.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hate you.
Yeah.
Well, you don't really mean it.
No, you don't.
I hate you, Dad. I hate
Right,
you, Mom.
Right.
You don't
right,
really mean it.
Right.
You come right back. Oh, I'm sorry, Dad. I'm sorry, Mommy. I love you. Why? Because that love doesn't die. But why does it die between a man and a woman? Because we're not trained and it wasn't really love to begin with. And because you didn't have the right instruction, the right information to fall in love, because love takes time. What you have at the beginning is lust, interest, curiosity, desires, and it's good. Those things are good. Why? It's to get you interested in that person, to get the relationship going.
Yeah, absolutely.
To get the relationship going. But you have to know who to do it with. You need the instruction book, the manual to guide you.
Don't settle. You got to make the right decision. That's what we do. We want to settle. Well, maybe, okay, this looks good. That's not exactly what I want. I'll change them, and then boom, what happens?
You can't change people.
Oh, I made the wrong decision.
Let me ask you.
Why did I do that?
You see, Joey's right. Let me ask you a question. How many of you can really change your kids? If you can't even change your own children, do you really think you're going to change someone who's an adult already that is set in their ways? Do you think you can change them if you can't change your own kids? Matter of fact, let's go even further. You can't even change your own smoking habit, your own drinking habit.
Yeah, right.
You can't even change your own self.
So how do you change kids? You gotta have. Oop, there it goes. The obligation Put down that cigarette in front of your Victor. I gotta say something. I met somebody the other day, 27 years old, and all of a sudden she's smoking. I go, "How long you been smoking?" She goes, "A long time." What? Maybe 10 years, 12? And then I said something to her, and she says, "Well, I just got out of rehab." I said, "What? Drugs?" She's no. She said, "Alcohol." No, Victor. She's 27, and she had to go to rehab for alcohol. And then I asked her, "Wait, I'm not done, Victor." I said, "Oh, you don't have any kids, do you?" "Yeah, I have two." So here she is, 27, a smoker. She got out of rehab of alcohol, and she's diabetic, Victor, at 27 years old. What are you doing to your body? What are you doing in your life? I got nothing else to say, Victor. It's right there. You're an idiot. We're all idiots.
We have to learn. And the truth is, somewhere down the line, kids who go off the derrick, go off the right track, when they go off, is because it's the parents' fault. You brought these children in the world. You're giving the manual, the Torah, to raise them. If they knew this information, they won't. Even if they go astray, eventually they'll come back because they know they have the information how to return, how to fix
Oh,
it.
yeah, right.
You see?
And we can.
Yeah.
Well, repent, return, understand what you're doing wrong, and fix it. And people go, "Oh, no, it's too late. It's too hard. I don't want. Oh, it's good to smoke. Oh, I feel good." You don't want it. You're weak. You're letting the devil inside,
And that's true.
corrupting you.
Joey's right. It's not too late. It's not too late because why? Well, I'm going to tell you why it's not too late. Because that is the purpose of the creation of this world, for you to fix yourself, to become a better version of yourself. If you are not doing that, then you're not meeting your purpose, why God created you, why God brought you here for. He didn't bring you here for, like Joe say, smoking, drinking, bringing children to this world, and you destroying those kids as well. And then one thing parents like to do is, when these kids become adult and they are degenerates to society, they are a danger to society and themselves, they start blaming the kids, say, "Oh, how can you do this and do it?" Well, they learned it from you.
Well,
They got
Victor,
the drinking and smoking from you.
Victor, I'll guarantee you, I'll bet my life on that. This girl who was 27, who had kids that were, I don't know, I didn't ask her how old they were, but they're going to be diabetic. They're going to be, I bet they're fat. I mean, I hate to say that. I mean, I know I'm fat. Okay. But you got to take things on charge. Correct yourself. Try to, Victor, I don't know.
You know,
Good, you want to smoke? She probably smokes in front of her kids, and probably is alcoholic in front of her kids. Where's the example? And then the kids become fat, diabetic, alcoholic, drug addict. Is that what you want? Well, no, that's not what I want. Well, you're doing it, Victor. It's a cycle.
It is a cycle. That's part of the sin. That's part of what other people call curse. Because we're teaching our children, our offspring, the kids that we say that we love. We're teaching them the wrong things, but yet we say we love them. How can you love them when you're not making the effort to work on yourself to become a better mother, a better father for your children? That is not love. You love yourself. That's who you love.
Victor, I gotta say this because I know I'm going on and on about this, but there's an epidemic. They say that children, I mean, I don't know when it starts. What, 5, 6? They're obese and they're diabetic at that young. I mean, how does that happen? Because, Victor, it's the parents.
It's a parent.
Go ahead, have that hot dog, have that potato chips, more pop. When I go to a grocery store, Victor, I mean, people are pulling these carts, and again, I'm going to say that they're fat, they're obese, they're morbidly obese. And what's in the cart? Pop, candy, white bread, potato chips. You're an idiot. I'm sorry, Victor. I don't know.
That's all the things that is there because again,
idiot.
What happened is you got to remember, because see, Joe is passionate because why is he saying that? Is because he see how you destroying yourself and you destroying your children. Because your children is the one going to pay. You're going to pay the price. Two ways you're paying the price. You're paying the price because you're doing it, and you're going to pay the price to see your kids doing it. You know, there's nothing worse when a parent having to sit by and watch their kids suffering. That's got to be hell on earth for any parent to watch their kids suffering. And this is what you're doing. you're bringing hell on earth for you and your children. And that's across the board. That includes, like Joe's talking about, the health of your child. You have to be responsible. You have an obligation to care for these kids. You brought them into this world. And in heaven, I want to tag on what he's saying. That's what they're going to say to you. Not only are they going to call you an idiot, it says in heaven, the parents is going to end up whipping their kids.
Oh.
Whipping their kids, imagine. And he said, no, I don't want to whip my kids. So, well, your kids did all this sin because of you. You didn't teach them. No, I don't want to whip them. Then he said, okay, then now your kid's going to whip you.
They're going to whip you because you didn't teach them.
You see, that's what it says. The Torah says is going to happen. And guess what? Your kid's going to be cursing you out, saying it's your fault. It's your fault. You're an idiot. You didn't teach me. I'm suffering right now. I'm forced to whip you because you brought me into this world and you did not teach me.
Maybe people don't know what the word obligation, that's a big word, obligation. What does that mean? Responsibility.
You have no choice. That's what it means. You have no choice to teach. It's not an option. It's not an option because God doesn't give options. That's why it's called the 10 Command. What does it mean, command? Right. I'm commanding you. I'm ordering you. What happened when you in the military and your commander gives you a command and you don't do it?
Oh, yeah, you get punished.
You get punished because you're breaking a command. I'm giving you in the military, so it's not a suggestion. You have no choice but to do it.
That's called a stockade. A stockade, and you know what? I was there because I was stupid and young. Well, I'm still stupid, but I'm not young anymore. No, I did things in the military because I broke the rules, Victor, and I was in a stockade. I hope I learned that. I think I did. But I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
Go ahead, Victor.
But see, at least Joe is honest in telling you how the structure. Humans have structure. We have laws. We have structure to govern our society.
Yeah, rules.
Yeah. So you think God doesn't have rules? God have rules. He gave you the 10 Commandments.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, what's God's rules?
The 10 Commandments.
Well, a lot of people don't know what that means. Okay, they may know a few, Victor. Don't steal, don't kill. I think there's more. How many are there? 10? Probably more. Don't the Torah have like 513?
It's 613 for the Jews, but a lot of it's not practiced anymore. But they learn it because why? They don't want to destroy their life. Because again, when you leave outside the commandment, you destroy, your kid's going to be destroyed. That's the bottom line. People think there is a second option. There is no second option. The second option simply means 30 years later, you're going to regret. That's all second option means. When you're thinking there's another option, it means 20, 30 years later, you're going to pay the price. That's what it means.
Right.
So let's look at this. Again, this is modern men, modern women, relationship, couples, Christianity, Sigma male, alpha male, dating tips, modern dating. All of these things is for you to understand. And we're going to now jump into what is a bad woman. A woman you should not get involved with. So what makes a woman that you should not get involved with? Well, God gives women specific instruction for the way a woman should be to follow. And what did he create the woman? He created the woman as a helper. Your position in this world is a helper, not a boss woman, not a leader. You were not created to be a leader. If already you say, I disagree with me, I disagree with you, Victor. Joe and Victor don't know what they're talking about. I'm going to tell you what. I'll see you in 30 years. I'll see you in 30 years. If you look at any people, any women who are considered successful today, they're not married. They're not happy. Why? God says, you want to be the boss? Go be the boss. But let's look at you 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Let's see if you're going to still cry out you're a boss. You're going to cry out that you're miserable. You missed the boat because why? You made that decision. Again, like I said, at the end, you're going to pay the price. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to believe it or not, it doesn't matter. If you don't believe me, look at people. Look at people in Hollywood. Look at the women. Look at the men, all these Hollywood people. They all pretty much are losers. Why? They're not married. They've been married 5 times. Matter of fact, being married 5 times is the way to go now in Hollywood. What? I have to be cool, I have to marry 5 times? Yeah, because 5 times means you're an idiot. That's what it means. If I marry 5 times, means I'm an idiot. I don't know what I'm doing.
Victor, I got friends who've been married 4 times.
Well, there you go. Why?
Yeah, they're not in Hollywood 4 times, right?
Because why? They're following Hollywood. They think it's cool.
You're right. There you go.
They follow the media. And that's what I'm saying. The media is going to destroy your future because they're designed to rob you of the glory God has for you as a woman, the glory God has for you as a man. He has the glory of marriage that you will be proud and your children will say, I love my mother and father marriage. I want that. I grew up seeing that. This is what I want.
Right. So are you saying that we're making decisions because we see the Hollywood people, oh, I want that life. And so you wind up
Exactly.
making the wrong decision. I'm looking for the prestige, the handsome man, the beautiful woman. You're looking at the wrong desires for your relationship. And it's not a who's boss here. It's a marriage. Come together and you make a agreement for each other. What is it? It's a merging. It's a unity. Yeah, thank you.
Coffee and cream.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's a combination. Not that one's a boss or not. It's,
Think about a marriage. Yeah, beautiful. Think about a marriage, coffee and cream. You taste more, even though the coffee is the man, the cream is the woman.
Or the sugar is God.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
The sugar is God. Why? It gives the sweetness to the marriage.
Go.
Beautiful. Oh, I like that.
The
coffee is the man, the cream is the woman, the sugar is God. Why God is the sugar? He gives the sweetness to the marriage.
Oh, I like how you say. Yeah,
he gives the sweetness. What is it? Think about it. When the coffee tastes, you just want Joe, what's going on? No, it tastes good. Because that's how the marriage should taste.
Right.
It should taste like that. So remember, anytime you have a cup of coffee, think about Joe.
Yeah. No, don't think about me.
But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, you can do it. You can have this marriage. You can have this incredible marriage where everybody will envy you, ladies. Everybody will be jealous of you.
That's right.
Your kids will say, oh man, my father and mother was awesome.
Right.
Their relationship was, unbelievable. This is what I want. This is what you're supposed to create for your kids to say about you. That's what they're supposed to be saying about you. Because why? They saw it and they lived it.
Right. Yeah. You got to be the example.
Like Joe said, be the example. You can do it. You can do it. Modern women, you can do this. Couples, dating tip, Sigma male, alpha males. This is for you, okay? This is for all of you couples. So now, let's look at this.
Let me interrupt there.
Sure, go ahead.
Like you say, you can do it. Only if you follow God. Because if you're not following God, who are you following? There's only two people to follow, Victor. You follow God or you go to the devil.
Well, let's look at it this way. What Joe says is beautiful. God is life, devil is death.
There you go.
You can follow life or you can follow death. Which one you want? You want life or death?
Life's a beach.
Life.
Yeah. How's that go?
Yeah, so you can follow life or you can follow death. That's what you're actually saying. So now, let's look at what happened when a man decides to follow this. When a man decides to follow a boss woman or a woman that's in charge or a woman that's running the house, eventually it's going to lead to a disaster. Why? Because you spit in God's face saying, no, God, I don't want to be the leader. You're saying to God as a man, I don't want to lead. I want her to lead. God says, no, I create her to help you. But you say, no, God, you're wrong. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, people say
God
that.
says what God says, Joe, I'll see you in 30 years from now.
Ooh.
See if you still say the same thing. See if you feel the same way. I'll see you in 30 years from now.
Yeah.
Why? Because you're already a dead man. You just don't know it. Your marriage is already over. You just don't know it. You're already going to suffer. You just don't know it. You just don't know it yet. But God says, but you will. That's a lesson you're going to learn, God says. But it's going to take you 30 years. Because why? It has to hurt. After 30 years, it has to hurt. And the only way it's going to hurt is going to have to take time to hurt. So now it says that nothing good will come out of this. Okay? Because why? That was not the purpose God created the world.
Wait a minute, nothing will come out of this. What's this?
The getting after this type of woman that decide to create her own marriage.
Right.
To reinvent marriage. She wants to reinvent.
Yeah.
No, God, I'm going to create marriage. God.
No, it's a unity. Victor, it's a unity.
There you go, unity. So masculine men who are masculine, again, as I said, this is for you to understand.
Whoosh,
okay?
they're called whoosh.
Yeah.
Whisk.
Dating advice, you have men who not, exactly. And because it looks bad when the woman is running the show because God did not create it for her to run the show. That's not the point. So now she decides to declare war on God. Masculine men, do not let this happen. If masculinity, because men think they're running the show, and I see a lot of men who think they're masculine, And they're not, because I sit there, I see the woman start doing all the talking, doing all the negotiation, everything. I'm like, whoa.
Well, the man made the wrong decision. He's after his lust. That's why I go, ooh, look at this woman. Okay, I want to keep her because arm candy. Let her take control. She's making the money. Men make the wrong decisions.
So yes, and this is what it
It's
says.
not so much the woman, right? You got to be, again, hate to say it, it's always the unity. It's not I'm the boss, you're the boss, what's the boss, who's the boss. It's a unity. It's together.
Well, think about it this way. On your job, do you go tell your boss what to do?
Nah, right. No.
Do you go, no, on your job, do you go to your boss and say, no, you're going to do what I tell you to do? The boss said, what, you lost your mind?
Yeah.
What, you went crazy today? For the last 20 years, you've been coming in here sane, doing the right thing. You're the best employee, and today you went crazy? What? You took some drugs this morning? Are you okay? You want to go home? Because why? You're about to get fired. I'm about to throw you out of here on top of your head. Why? Because he's the boss. There has to be a boss, and there has to be a follower. On a job, there's a boss, there's a leader, and there's a follower. Our structure has a king and it has follower. We have a president, we have followers. So there's always going to be a leader, and there's going to always be a follower. Okay? So,
well, let me interrupt there too. Mm-hmm. You're right, Victor. But also, a boss will be an idiot if he doesn't at least listen. You can't come and tell, Victor, you're right. You can't come and tell the boss, look, you're doing this wrong. You go, oh, boss, I got an idea. What about if this happens? I mean, so a boss got to listen. It's a combination. You got to listen and see what, and if you don't, if the employer or employee is doing wrong, then you fire them.
Yeah. And if the employee doing wrong, yes, that is true. You have to listen, because a man has to listen to his wife. If she's a good, holy woman that's following the Torah, yes, you must listen. Because why? Because she loves you and she's looking out for you. But again, this is talking about, which is beautiful, when someone loves you, truly, sincerely cares about you, it's not about them, they're going to look out for you. The same way a mother always talks to their son, if they're a good mother, not because she wants to control him, because she wants to protect him.
Yeah, there you go.
Same thing with the father.
Right.
The talk is not about to run your life, ruin your life. It's about to protect you from something you cannot see yet. That's going to happen.
Protect a relationship.
And God says women's given this gift, this sixth sense. They can sense wrong. They have that. God gave them that sense. So if you have a holy woman, a good woman, you better listen to her, because God gave her that sense. Now, there is one of the most destructive wife in the Torah is a wife of a man called Korah. Korah was, that was the time of Moses. He's the one who went against Moses. He wanted to fight Moses. He wanted to take over the position, being leader of the Jewish nation. He was jealous. But he wasn't jealous right away. How did this jealousy came? This jealousy came because his wife. His wife talked him into it. And I'll go into the story.
And what was the wife's name again?
I forgot his name of his wife.
No, who was Korah?
Korah was one of the leaders during the time.
Was the male?
Yeah, he was a male, a man. And that was his name. And when they were in a desert. And they were in a desert, he wanted to lead the people. He wanted to be the leader. Say, why should Moses be the leader? Why can't I? I know as much as Moses. You see jealousy? But again, that jealousy started from the wife. The wife planted a seed in his head, says, why does Moses have to be the leader? You're smart like Moses. You're handsome like Moses. And you're more wealthy than Moses. And people listen to you. Why can't you be the leader?
Well, God made that decision.
There you go.
Okay.
But she planted that seed in his head to go against.
God. There you go.
Beautiful. She planted the seed in Korah's head to go against God. When a man dedicates his entire life to God, and you decide to go against him, you no longer going against the man. You're going against God. And there's no way God's going to stand by and let you do this. Because it looks right at the beginning. It looks like you're going to get away with it. Nobody. If you ever read your Bible, the Old Testament, you see everybody got punished. No one got away. There's no escaping. And that's why we're saying, don't think you're going to get away. It only looks like that. It's only an illusion thinking you're getting away. It's the Satan, the devil, giving you that false idea, that false perception. I'm getting away with it. Look how much money I made. I got these fur coat. I cheated this guy and this guy. Like Joe, we're talking about this lawyer was being prosecuted,
Right.
and he was told, for how long was he doing this, Joe?
Oh, 20 years.
20 years before, look what happened.
Right.
Say it again, Joe. How many?
20 years or
20.
longer. Embezzling and also doing drugs for 20 years.
You see what I'm telling you? It's going to take time, because why? You have to get to a point where you can't go back and fix because you owed. You're done with. He has to burn out your youth in the wrong thing, and at the end, you get embarrassed by it, and you can't do nothing about it. Yes, you can fix it, but still there's a price, there's a punishment.
This guy was cornered like a rat, so he had no other choice. His mind was burned from all the drugs. So what did he do? He killed his wife and his child.
You see that? Ooh.
Killed his wife and his child.
Now, Joe, what if the Satan said, look, I'm going to let you get away for 20 years making all this money,
yeah.
and then you can do all the coke or the heroin, whatever you want. But, Joe, you're gonna kill your son and your wife for me. Think about it. If he came to you like that, if he came to you blunt like that, would you do it?
No, absolutely.
Of course not, because he's not going to tell you that.
Well, like you said before, 20 years. He went through 20 years. And when you're talking about when you're in the wrong relationship, you're going to burn for 20 years, and all of a sudden, boom, you're going to burn again. You're going to kill. You're going to destroy yourself.
Because at the end, it gets so bad, like this guy Joe is following that was a lawyer. Think about it. He had prestige, he had position, he had a wife, he had a child.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And he lost everything. He lost everything. Now his life is on the line, right? His life is on the line.
Oh, he's in prison. He will be in prison the rest of his life.
Or probably death penalty.
And if one way or another, even mentally, or I mean, how do you even live? Let's say he's not accused because the case is still going on. Even if he's out, he gets out for some reason, they can't find him guilty. He's going to be destroyed the rest of his life. How do you kill your kid?
Well, that's the point. That's the point. Because why? He made a decision, whether he knew or not. He chose to follow the world. I don't know what was his circumstances growing up, what was his home was like. But this is what we're teaching you, ladies and gentlemen. For you not to get there. 20 years later, you're regretting. 30 years later, you're regretting, because now it's too late to fix, because that's the whole point. If you look at anything in life, you start with one puff, then a cigarette a day, then 5 cigarettes, that's not enough. Then you go to what? Marijuana, then that's not enough. Then you go to cocaine, then that's not enough. You go to drinking, that's not enough. And eventually you overdose. You overdose.
Yeah, right.
They find you in a crack house, overdose. Health deteriorate, you in an abandoned house, you become a prostitute, and then you shooting up, and eventually they find you dead in an abandoned house.
Oh no, Victor.
Did that happen right away?
That won't happen to me.
Yeah, see?
No, that ain't happen to me. That's not going to happen to me. Ooh.
That's how it always starts. But if you notice, it always feel good as you increase the next level.
Increase the next level. You need more.
But it feels good because you're getting more to feel good. But that's the whole point. The more you get, the deeper you dig yourself, or you can't get out by yourself anymore. You no longer see a way out anymore. Now it becomes you living this life, because that's the whole point. To live this life for 20, 30 years, ladies and gentlemen. Now, to go back to core, like I said, masculine man is sigma, male, alpha male, Christianity, modern women, modern men, relationship, man, couples, dating advice, dating tips. Is this modern dating? What happened was that she went and filled her husband, and her husband went and gathered 250 other rabbis that had power over the people, that was looked upon as leaders, to go against Moses and accuse Moses falsely in front of the crowd, and then to try to make Moses look bad, because she filled his head. And eventually, what God did, God opened up the ground, and the ground swallowed all of them, and they all died. And it
says, Victor, that's for mostly everyone. That's new information. Mm-hmm. I doubt if anybody knows who. How do you pronounce his name? Kohak.
And yeah. And again, the reason why I'm giving this information is to show, again, to tie in when you have the wrong woman and you have everything going for it. This guy was rich.
Oh, okay.
He was rich. He had money. He had power. He had everything. But his wife pushed him one more step to take Moses' position, meaning that's never enough. A wrong woman gonna lead you to your death.
Never heard that story. Yeah,
You see?
because we don't read that.
Exactly.
We
We're
don't
not
read
taught
it.
that.
We're
We're not taught.
not taught that.
Exactly. And see, this is what happens when you have the wrong woman. And the wrong woman really means a woman who doesn't fear God. If she was afraid of God, she would have never told him to do that. She said, "Oh, no, 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 no. Don't do it, honey. Don't do it, co-op. Because you do that, you're going to bring hell upon me, hell upon you, hell upon our children. Don't go against God."
How many years ago was that?
And then she said, "I'm out of here."
Yeah.
Oh, you're going to go against God? I'm out of here.
And how many years ago was that? Maybe 2, 3, 4,000 years ago?
The time when the Torah was given, 3,320 years ago.
Okay, and you know what? That's happening still now.
Yes, it is, Joe. It's still happening now. Because why? It's called modern day women. Modern day women simply means I am not going to follow God. I'm going to follow me, and I'm going to make him
right
follow me.
Don't point at me.
Not you. But she said, "I'm not going to follow God." Well, think about it. In the garden, what did Eve did? Eve ate the fruit and gave it to Adam because now he followed her. He ate too. But of course, we covered that before why this took place. But Adam had a reason why he did it. But again, she got Adam to eat. So the point is, when you have a woman that does not fear God, you're going down.
From the beginning, right?
Yeah, from the beginning.
Oh, we're doomed.
Yeah. So he had, again,
doomed. Go ahead.
At the end, these women didn't care. These women didn't care about their husband. They cared about themselves. That's what they wanted. You know, you are simply a tool for these women to get what they want.
Well, she was going over after the prestige. Why was
see?
Maybe
it was about
money.
her.
Yeah, it was about her.
It was about her, Joe.
The power. Beautiful. The power. She's looking. There you go.
She wanted the power. That's what Eve wanted. Eve wanted the power. She wanted to be independent. She wanted the knowledge to have power. Eve wanted the knowledge to have power. That's why these modern day women go to college to have knowledge, to have power.
So don't blame yourself. Blame Eve. Well, blame yourself because you went to the Satan. You went that direction and you didn't follow God.
We have a choice. You chose to, hey, I'm going to go to the university because why? Hey, I want to have power. I want to run things. I want to be the boss woman.
It's about
I want to be a modern woman, modern man, a modern day man.
Right.
You know, that's what I want to be. Again, a masculine man who's following these type of women, it's over for you. I'm telling you right now, it's over for you. Whether you like it or not, you believe it or not, it's over for you. So now, any woman who does not fear or knows God is simply dangerous to you and your eternity. Because why? They're going to lead you down into hell with them. You're going to hell with these women. That's where you're going. And most likely, if you have children, they're coming with you to the hell.
Yeah,
you're talking like, hey, come to hell with me.
Right.
It's me and this woman, me and my wife, we're going to hell, kids. I want you to come to hell with us.
I want to go with mommy.
Yeah.
Go with mommy. I want to go with
this
mommy.
This is what you're saying. You don't realize you're saying that, but that's what you're doing. But that's not what God wants. And listen to this. God is so merciful, so loving, so caring about you. He allowed you to suffer for that 30 years. And after that 30 years, you ruin your life. You come to realize you were wrong. See, you come to realize you're wrong. Now you want to follow God, even though you missed out on a tremendous amount of blessing he had for you. You missed out. Now you're in a point of tshuva, repenting, repairing the damage. Some, not all of it, that you've done to yourself, to your kids. And God is giving you that chance to come back home, to come back to him. So you don't leave this world where you have to go to hell. You see? So if you are in that position that you were in terrible marriage, you were abused physically, emotionally, whatever took place that caused you to divorce, God allowed that to happen because you decided to go your way. You abandoned God. So God abandoned you because you want to be on God. So now you're seeing the result of your action. And that's why it is. These liberal women. Modern means liberal women. Liberal women means going against God. If you're a liberal woman, you're a liberalist, a lefty, whatever you want to call yourself, you're simply saying, I'm going against God. And then guess what? Now it's a war between you and God. Now, who do you think is going to win? You're in war with God, and you really think you're going to win? Right. Where is this mindset coming from? You think you're going to win. You think you're going to change God's ways, and you're going to come out on top. Nobody has come out on top. Watch these liberal women. All these women who say they're liberal, who say they're modern, they're this and this, every one of them are not happy, they're divorced, they've never been married, or they have any children. What they have is a dog in their career, a cat in their career. That's what they have. And they're old now. Nobody wants them anymore because you aged out. You aged out. Nobody wants you. But you did that to yourself. But again, God has mercy. He loves you. He's going to give you a chance to come back. You may not be able to get your youth back, but hopefully you can return back home to God.
Victor, all I can think about now is you follow the sugar, you get cancer. You don't follow God, you're going to find the devil. It's that simple.
Yep.
Go ahead, eat that sugar and get that cancer.
If this is what you want. You see, again, what we say, we know sugar is not good for you, but yet you still do it.
Ignore the 10 Commandments.
Yeah,
you get the cancer of the devil.
And remember this, life is too short, and the mistakes, it takes time to fix. And our time here is short, and it is wise. Use it wisely. Use the time wisely to get the most out of this life.
Very good, yeah. Use the time wisely.
To get the most out of it.
Yes.
The only way you're going to get the most out of this life is if you follow God. That's the only way. And then you can never lose with God by following the guideline he has for your life. Think about it. God is not going to set a guideline that's going to hurt you. You don't set rules in your house to hurt your kids. You don't do that. The guideline you set in your house, the rules you set for your home, is to guide your kids to the right way, to the right path, right of love. So remember, remember this, people are all over on TikTok, they're on YouTube, and they're filling your head with wrong information. And if you believe in them, think about what I'm saying. Look at their life and look at yours. Did you follow them or did you follow God? So you know whether they're right and you are wrong, or you're wrong, or they are right. But somebody has to be right, but it's not going to be them.
Right,
God
exactly.
And as I said, I thank you all for learning and sharing, continuing to learn. As you can see, the amount of information in the Torah is endless. And the reason why we make these horrible mistakes in life, not because we are bad people, it's because we're not taught. And then we were led down the wrong way, and we got used to smoking and drinking, and now we can't get out of it. We become addictive. We become addicted to the sex. We become addicted to the money, to the material, to whatever it is, and now we can't find a way. Now, there are people who are naturally evil, and they're going to do these things because they choose to. When you choose to do it, not because it feels good, it's a choice you made, that's evil. But the point is, God loves all of us. He created this world for us to have the best. And just like parents who love their children, they're going to have rules. They're going to have rules.
You have to have rules.
Yeah, they're going to have rules.
Guidelines.
You can't expect you to raise your child in the house and the child say, well, do you have any rules? No. You can do whatever you want? Yeah.
Go ahead. Crap on the floor.
There you go. You see? So there's rules.
Yeah.
You have to have rules.
Slap your brother.
You see? So again, like Joe said, you see how horrible it is, how it sounds? Why? Because there's no rules. And those things that Joe just said, he's not permitted. You have an obligation to teach your kids the right way. And we thank you.
Ah, yes.
We thank you for learning with us, sharing. Again, go over this many times. First time around, there's so much information, you're not going to retain this, okay? It took me years before all these pieces start to make sense. I can put it together as a story for me to understand. And also, what I've done, I took all those pieces and I applied it to my life.
Well, you got to. Right. Exactly.
That's what learning means. Learning means I learned something and now I apply it. Every time I learn something, isn't that what you do when you go to school? When you go learn a career, when you go on a job training, when they train you on a job, everything they teach you, you apply it pretty much?
Absolutely.
So why do you apply it
right
on the job? Because you want to learn to be able to do the job properly.
Exactly.
You know what you were hired to do. So again, ladies and gentlemen, anything you'd like to say, Joe?
Well, Victor, you know what? Did you ever see your reflection in let's say a mirror? How do you know that you're not the mirror? What does that mean? I don't know. But how do you know when you see a reflection, you see your reflection in the mirror, how do you know you're not the mirror? Wait a minute. You don't have to answer that because that's very confusing. And our next subject might be, was God created by the Big Bang? Well, we'll talk about that later.
Well,
was God created by the Big Bang?
And you know what people are saying? which Joe, I like what he said. We had a discussion. Is that did someone create God? Or if someone created God, that means whoever created God is a God, right?
Ah,
But it sounds stupid, doesn't it?
I like it. Yeah,
It sounds stupid. If someone created God, then whoever created God is God.
the God. So there you go.
It sounds stupid.
Yeah.
And ladies and gentlemen, people are going to say a lot of stupid things. There's one God, and he's the God of the Israelite, the God of the Jewish people. Okay? The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Always remember that there's only one God. Remember, ring that bell, share, and then write in comments what you've learned for other people who are watching this video, who comes behind you and watch this video, and you have tons of information to talk about. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
I'm done, Victor.
I am complete as well. Ring that bell.
Ring that bell.